Football's running game isn't just about handing the ball off and charging ahead. There are entire families of plays built around different blocking philosophies: man, zone, and gap concepts. Each one changes how the linemen block and what the running back is expected to do after the snap. Let's break it down. Man concepts. In man schemes, blockers are assigned to specific defenders. I've got him, you've got yours. Simple, one-on-one football. That's why you sometimes hear coaches call it hat on hat. The first man concept we're going to talk about is lead dive. One of the earliest and simplest man plays, the fullback leads the way straight through the A or B gap, and the halfback follows right behind. Linemen will often double team defensive tackles to guarantee movement. It's a bread and butter short yardage call used since the game's early days. Straight lead. Very similar to lead dive, except the line avoids double teams and blocks straight up. The point is to hit the hole faster without waiting for double teams to develop. Think of it as smash mouth football at top speed. Isolation, or ISO. The goal is to single out one linebacker and blast him with the lead blocker. Linemen often use combo blocks. Two linemen start on one defender, then one of them peels off to block the linebacker. The back doesn't read multiple options. He trusts the lead blocker to handle the isolated defender and hits the assigned gap. Man dive. Looks just like lead dive, except there's no lead blocker. It's often run from a single back formation to keep defenses honest. If the defense thinks every two back formation is a run, they'll load the box. The man dive lets an offense disguise intentions without sacrificing the run threat. If you want to know the difference between offensive formations and the strategies they employ, check the link in the description. Man toss. Here the back gets a quick pitch to the outside. The line blocks straight up, and usually a lead blocker races to seal off the corner. Zone concepts. Zone schemes tell linemen to block areas rather than individual men. The back has to read how the blocks develop and react on the fly. The first zone concept we're going to talk about is inside zone, the foundation of zone football. Linemen take a lateral step in unison, then drive defenders vertically. Covered linemen block the man over them. Uncovered linemen help a teammate, then climb to back a linebacker. The running back presses the play side gap, then makes the bang, bend, or bounce decision. Hit straight, bang, cut back, bend, or bounce outside. Split zone. Same as inside zone, but a tight end or back comes across the formation to block the unprotected defensive end, giving the runner a cleaner cutback option. Zone read. Adds a quarterback wrinkle. The quarterback reads the backside end. If he crashes inside, the quarterback keeps the ball and runs outside. If the end stays wide, the quarterback hands it off. Outside zone. Outside zone stretches all the way toward the tackle or tight end's hip, or even further. These plays challenge defenses laterally and can open up huge cutback lanes. Jet zone. Built off of outside zone, a receiver goes in motion and takes a handoff or shovel pass across the formation, forcing the defense to defend the entire field sideline to sideline. Gap concepts. What's your go-to running play in Madden? Let me know in the comments. Gap runs, also called power schemes, aim to create a designed hole using down blocks and pulling blockers. Unlike zone runs, there's no reading multiple options. Everything is built around one lane. The first gap concept we're going to talk about is Power O, the classic gap play. The play side lineman block down, and the backside guard pulls and leads through the seed gap, and an extra blocker kicks out the defensive end. The pulling guard is the giveaway. He creates the numbers advantage at the point of attack. Counter. Similar to power, but uses two pullers, usually the backside guard and tackle. The back often takes a counter step to buy time for the tackle to swing across. Duo. It's called duo because of the double teams. The offensive line hammers defensive tackles with 2-on-1 blocks while the back reads the middle linebacker. Duo looks a lot like inside zone, but the linemen stay on their double teams longer. Trap. A deception play. The offense lets a defensive tackle rush upfield unblocked, thinking, I'm about to make the tackle, only to be blindsided by a pulling guard. The back waits, then cuts behind the trap. Wham. A cousin of the trap, except the block comes from the tight end or H-back lining up in the backfield. G-lead and T-lead. Variations where either the guard for the G-lead or the tackle for T-lead pulls around the edge to lead the way, often in heavy formations with tight ends. Dart. Like power, but inside of the guard, the backside tackle pulls through the line. Finally, the speed option. The quarterback and running back sprint together toward the edge. The QB reads the outside defender. If he attacks the quarterback, pitch to the back. If he attacks the back, keep it yourself. It's simple, fast, and forces the defense into a lose-lose decision. Subscribe for more breakdowns like this that'll change how you watch the game.